Hello everybody, and welcome to my first attempt at making a video for YouTube. So, today we will be playing World Conqueror 3, a grand strategy sort of game. And we will be playing as Imperial Japan, so let's get into it. Now, as you can see, I have been playing quite a bit through this actually, and the reason behind that is I actually hadn't been really thinking of making YouTube videos until, well, a little bit ago when I got into actually making them, such as now. And, I thought I would actually try making making some YouTube videos, because why not? There's honestly no bad that could come out of it. Anyway, as you can see so far, I have taken over China, Mongolia, I am sieging down New Delhi, Yangon, Bangkok is my next big target, and so far I'm basically just pushing back the Allied powers, and my allies such as Germany and stuff are kind of losing. Spain's doing okay, but they are being invaded, and other than that, not a whole lot of good is coming out of the Western Front. Italy is being attacked, not heavily. They actually held on to northern Africa and are actually making slight gains in attacking Alexandria. Actually, they could take Alexandria, potentially. And they own that one little city, which I think they don't start with. Or maybe, actually, I believe they do. Okay, back over to my front. So, right now we are currently attacking New Delhi, and we just got these guys into the severely demoralized state where they take much more damage and they deal less damage, and New Delhi has been taken. So, what I'm going to do now is basically just kind of begin carpet dropping across India and kind of just annihilating that, kind of defeating them. Such as, I do want to take over Kolkata with just aircraft. I don't want to have to siege it, which would be kind of unfortunate if I had to. But due to the pretty large economy I have, due to having all of these cities now, it's relatively easy to do. And attack Yangon a little bit just to make the commander there a little weaker. I do want to keep moving through India to hopefully take over Mumbai, their last city, to defeat them real quick, which would take out the units, or actually I guess I have to take Bangkok too now I think about it. So let's at least move units there and begin spying some assault infantry to support them. The attack so far has actually been working out pretty well though. I'm currently engaging the US's fleet, as well as some US troops, and there were Canadian troops, but he's killed, their commander was killed. Yeah, the Western Front's kind of bad, though. I doubt they will make it. Finland is being actually was already defeated. Bulgaria is under attack. Romania is doing decently. Hungary is fine. Germany is fine. Italy is okay. Spain's being pushed back. And France is alive, and so is Belgium. The Netherlands was defeated, but Britain quickly took back the city. And the Soviet Union has only lost 2 cities, now that I look at it, actually. They only lost Riga and Leningrad. Anyway, back over to my front. Let's see here. I don't believe we will have him attack, just because he's so low on health. These units back here are kind of a home guard, too, just in case the US or Canada get any funny ideas about invading like they are now. These are just kind of units that will patrol the island and be there in case of potential invaders. They're just kind of static defense units. The one commander and the couple of units, or the 2 commanders and the couple of units there. Oh, actually, it looks like Australia has decided to move against me. They're finally joining the fight. For most of this entire thing, they've really just been sitting on their home island, not doing anything. Alright. Yeah, it is getting a little bit harder though due to the number of units that are moving against me. So I do have to be wary about that, and there is actually the other Russian commander is actually moving against me, which is interesting, which means I'll be able to take over that port and the oil there, which means the Russians will have no way of spawning anything over here, which means I effectively deal with their navy in one swift blow. I am trying to mostly focus on the American Navy because that is where their power reaches from, but I am trying to fight the units that are attempting to land on my home island too, because they're obviously a big threat too, since they could potentially land and take over cities or damage them, kill units and such, which would be a pretty big blow, having to deal with those kind of things. As I bring up artillery to bomb Bangkok, yeah, you can see the unit there was quickly defeated, and I don't know if I quite want this guy to move, my commander to move up, just because he will probably be annihilated very quickly. So, continue bombing Yangon, which is pretty annihilated, honestly. They do not have much left. And actually, I think I will just have New Delhi bomb them and take them over. We'll drop in paratroops. A much more quick and efficient way, and that also means they lose one commander, and it means I have basically taken over the southeast portion of Asia. All that's left is Singapore and Jakarta, and, well, obviously Australia. But Australia is a pretty weak power with only 3 cities, which means they can't exactly do a whole lot. And Brisbane is their only large city with any sort of production, and Darwin's only level 2. But they do have airports that are decent sized, which could prove troublesome if they've been storing up money and they decide to unleash a large aircraft attack. Now, I do want to begin moving down to Mumbai, which would be extremely useful to take early on, as it would mean I would have no enemy to deal with towards the west. Essentially meaning I don't have to worry about, well, it would secure my territory, which would also mean I could bring more troops to bear on the east or more of my economy, which is not a bad idea. Excuse me, sorry. Had to clear my throat there. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah, see, they're bombing my commander mostly, so I'll move him down to actually attack them head on. And they will lose this one commander really quickly, who is a fairly decent commander. Very good. Which means it will leave me with a much weaker commander to fight, which will be pretty easy to take over with 3 aircraft carriers. Or actually 4 if I can get this other man down here. Although he has been taking some serious damage, so I'll probably relegate him to just bombing land units moving across the ocean. I also do wish to invade Alaska very soon, once I secure my territories against land troops and such. And I do want to begin moving through Russia, or the Soviet Union, but currently I have no need to. Let's get this unit up there to hopefully fight back that commander. He's not a super strong commander, just a lieutenant of basic ability, so he should be dealt with really quickly, especially since my commander here is very good, compared to him, at least. Anyway, on to the next turn. And as you can see, I have to deal with that small British Navy too, which is going to be a bit of a pain if they decide to all move out at once and attack. Oh, yep, and there is the Russian commander landed. He will be fairly easily dealt with, though. The artillery deals a pretty decent chunk of damage to them each time. And none of these land units should be able to land, since I can easily replace destroyer losses pretty easily. My economy can handle it pretty well. And with the 1 aircraft carrier supporting them, it basically means they can deal huge damage due to Nagano being a very good commander, but heavily damaged. He is slowly regenerating health, though. And the first commander is dead. There we go. That means we can move on to the next commander, the much weaker one, and hopefully kill him off in one quick blow. Which would mean the US's base on the west is basically open. I could take over Hawaii, which would be a great base to have just for the level 3 port next to Mexico in the US, which would make it a lot easier and quicker to move against any threats. Midway is also a nice one, but it is only a level 2 port, meaning I can't build any large aircraft carriers, which is kind of a downer, because that means I have to build them all the way from the homeland of Japan. And my artillery begins to get up to bomb Bangkok. Okay. Let's see how far we actually are into the video. 11 minutes. We have all of 4 minutes left together. Let's see if in this episode we can't conquer Mumbai and force, well, India to be out of the war. Here's hoping. Gotta be quick about it. Oh, Italy. That's odd. They took over the port there. Strange. I didn't even know they had a ship all the way out here. Yeah, that British Navy will be a bit of a pain to deal with, but it shouldn't be a serious problem. What are we going to do about Bangkok? Yeah, Manila is too far away, and I don't have anything else to deal with them. That's okay. We'll just continue to send units from Hanoi to attack them. I would move units out of Yangon, but I don't want any paratroopers to drop in from Bangkok, which would be kind of annoying to deal with. Let's also get this commander down here to help attack Bangkok. These units can just move down, kind of take territory. Honestly, we're not doing anything else with them. They're very weak at this point due to very low health. Okay. Sorry if there's a lot of background noise. Okay, next turn. Yes, as you can see, the situation in Germany is kind of grim. That's the one thing I don't like about this game, is every country gets in fairly quickly, and it can be pretty easy to fend back the Germans, especially when they kind of have a weak starting push. They do have a fairly large amount of units, and in the right hands you can very easily push out, but it can be fairly difficult. I had a run-through where basically the Russians just kind of spammed units at me, as well as the British consistently harassing me with lots of aircraft. And it basically meant I lost pretty quickly. Okay. Yeah, the Australians are no threat. Heck, we might even take Bangkok in this episode, too. Oh yeah, I definitely think we could. Yep, we will take them right here. And that means the Indians only have the city of Mumbai left, which should fall relatively easily here. I'm trying to keep my commander out of direct fighting, as he's already pretty heavily damaged, and I don't want to cause him unnecessary pain. And that is India defeated. There we go. As you can see, that means the two major powers in the east are gone. That is a fairly easy victory for Japan. Honestly, it's not difficult. The initial push is probably the hardest one, because you have to get through the large swarm of commanders and units that the Chinese can throw against you. But other than that, once you get past that, it's pretty smooth sailing. You can honestly, after that, you could just push down through the southeast. You can push towards the west, just lightly defending the east to stop any British pushes. I prefer to push through these areas to get rid of any enemies that are near me, because Russia does not have any large cities that could send large amounts of units. Armored cars and light infantry are their best. Alright, I think that is this episode done. Yep, goodbye everybody, and have a nice day.